Good afternoon, Miss Lisonya. By the way, everybody, we have here on the line with us all the way from Jamaica, the land of wood and water. We have there Miss Lisonya Laird. Did I get your last name? Can you pronounce your last name for me?
It's Laird.
Laird. Okay, Miss Lisonya Laird. She's on the line with us, and she's calling all the way from Jamaica. And we just want to bring her on Jammin's Radio with us, just to talk to us a little bit about herself and what's going on with her. So tell us a little bit about yourself, Miss Laird. Where were you born, and where do you grow up out there in Jamaica?
Well, I am from Porus, Manchester. I grew up here all my life, and I went to Porus Infant School and then Ramble Primary School.
Okay.
And about me, I'm a very self-directed individual who enjoys talking to other people. I'm very sociable. Also, I enjoy engaging myself in various genres of literature, and I'm actively involved in the Porus Past Students Association, actually, which is comprised of persons who would have attended either one of the schools in the Porus District Association, whether it is infant, primary, or high school. And this group is committed to community development.
Okay, very good. Now, Miss Laird, did I get your name right again? I just want to...
Yes.
Okay, Miss Lisonya. Now, you grew up in that area there, and you just want to give back, I guess. So, what was that like for you, though, growing up in, Porus, going through infant school, what was that like for you as a youngster? Mommy, daddy, what was that like for you, that experience going to the infant school and then the primary school, Ramble Primary? What was those earlier years like for you? Did you have to, what's that community like? That's a farming community, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, what was that experience like for you, though, growing up? Share a little bit more with that. Your household, the discipline maybe within your household. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Well, growing up, my family did not do a lot of farming. Actually, my mother is a teacher, and so going to school, I interacted with others who would have had who would have had family members doing farming and so on. But in my area, typically I would have gone to Porus Primary School, but my mother opted to send me to Ramble Primary School, which is located in the Ramble community. And that is a little distance from home, so that was a new environment for me, but I developed a love for that community. It's very quiet and tranquil, and so I really enjoyed going to Ramble Primary.
Okay.
And after...
No, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
And afterwards, I left to Bishop Gibson High School after I sat the grade 6 achievement test.
Okay. Now, tell us about your experience at Bishop Gibson. Is that an all-girls school, Bishop Gibson High School?
Yes, it is. It's an all-girls school.
Yeah, tell us about your experience, learning with these other young ladies of discipline and the classroom and the teaching experience that you got there, the education that you got there at Bishop Gibson. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Well, going to Bishop Gibson High School, at first, I've always wanted to go to Bishop Gibson, but at first when I just started, I felt a little out of place because, it's a new environment. But as time progressed, I developed what you'd call a sisterhood with the other ladies there. It was a great experience, we've had our challenges and so on, but I would recommend anybody to attend a school where, it's the same gender. It's so different from a co-educational school. You wouldn't say friends, but you develop sisters, There are limited distractions, right. And you can always call on one of the other ladies in a time of need.
Yeah, that's very good. Now, at Bishop Gibson, again, that's a great institution. By the way, I love your purple and white. You guys wear purple and white ties, yes. I think, and uniform out there. What subject did you excel at when you were at Bishop Gibson, because now the competition is stiff, and again, these girls are bright. So what subject did you excel
Very.
at? Did you excel at?
Well, I was interested in all subject areas, but I performed better in English and Spanish, and so I gravitated towards those subject areas.
Okay, that's very good. So your specialty, or you gravitated toward English and Spanish. And
yes.
No, at Bishop Gibson, Did you participate in any sports, any debate? I know that, again, they really try to give you guys a well-rounded, not just a classroom experience at these high school, right? So did you get involved in any sort of clubs, or did you do tutoring and mentoring while you were there at Bishop?
Well, I was a part of the 4-H club, and I was a part of the debate society as well, where I participated in the national secondary school debates. So that was a great experience. You know, we met other students from different schools. We debated on current affairs, and I really enjoyed all those experiences. And yes, they do try to give students a well-rounded education. They have a lot of extracurricular activities there as well.
Yeah, that's very good. Now let's go back to the debate, because we just had a debate here in the United States with our president and and to us it's a big joke in terms of debate. But we know that you guys get back to the roots and the basis of debate in terms of your mute point and your counterpoints and all that stuff. What was that like for the other bright students in the area across Jamaica? What was that like, debating them and debating these different issues? Did you think that enhanced you and give you the confidence you need out there?
Yes, definitely, because for a person like me who didn't like public speaking, it really allowed me to come out of my shell, because first of all, it required a lot of preparation. And then when we went up there, you had to also be very flexible, because you don't know what the other team would come with, but you had to be flexible and adapt so you could respond appropriately to them. So I think it really gave my self-confidence a boost, and it allowed me to be more comfortable doing public speaking.
Yeah, that's very good. Yeah, that's very good. Now, you did that at Bishop Gibson, and you told us your major. So what was your, well, you didn't do major. You did subjects at Bishop Gibson at the high school, right? So were you successful with the CXC or that exam, that external exam that you guys take at the fifth form? What was that experience like for you? How well did you do with the CXC?
Yes, I did. I actually got all 9 subjects in that I sat at that time. I actually did 2 subjects earlier than I would have normally done. I did 2 subjects in 4th form, and then I did the other 7 in my final year.
Okay. And now, some of those subjects, and again, this is us here in the United States, some of those subjects out there, you're talking a cross-section. What are some of those subjects that you were successful in at the 5th form level? We know that math, English are 2, but what are some of the other subjects? Is it biology, chemistry, accounting? What else can you share with us what you got your subjects in? Or you got your, you passed, the subjects that you passed?
I did the science subjects, so I did chemistry, biology, and physics, and I also did history and Spanish and English literature, and social studies as well.
Oh, that's very good. Now, when people ask, hey, what are you taking? Isn't it nice to say, hey, phys, chem, and biology? Anyway, so that's very good, though. That's commendable that you got all 9 subjects, in at the CX, and that's at the CXC, right? Because I took the O levels back in the days, but you guys are doing what? Those 9 subjects are in what? The CXC?
Yes, C6, yes.
C6, okay, very good. Now, after you were successful at Bishop Gibson, hitting 9 subjects, and again, I must commend you, because getting 9 subjects is no easy feat. So I must commend you on that, and congratulations on your 9 subjects. What did you do afterwards after your 9 subjects? Did you decide to pursue your university education?
After my 5th year at Bishop Gibson, I enrolled in Church Teachers College, which is a teachers college in Mandeville, where I majored in mathematics education.
Okay, that's very good. At Church Teachers College, and that's in. No, did you have to do the A levels? You didn't go on to A levels, right? You just did the.
No.
You just did the O levels, and then you move on to Church Teachers College.
Yes, I did.
Okay. Now, why Teachers College? Is it something that you want to do? Teaching? Is that something that you want to do?
Well, there's a story behind why I chose teaching and math specifically. In 5th form, I had a math teacher on Saturdays, because at that time, mathematics was my least favorite subject, and I just wouldn't grasp the content. So it happened that I was attending math classes on Saturdays with a different teacher, and that teacher did what I thought was impossible. He made me understand math, and he did something also that I don't think he even knows up to this day. He inspired me. He inspired me not only to pursue something math related, but to be a math teacher. So I think it's safe to say that I didn't really choose that area, but it chose me.
That's very good. That's very good. That's very good. That's very good. By the way, everybody, we're talking to Lisonya out of Jamaica, and we're just talking to her about her experience, as a student out there in Jamaica, growing up out there in Jamaica in the Porus area, and she's just sharing her experience with us in terms of her academic successes. Now, describe your most rewarding school experience for you so far.
My most rewarding school experience has to be my final teaching practice exercise, which I conducted for 3 months. It taught me so many things that I could not have learned in theory, and I gained valuable work experience. And I also developed a bond with the students, and I was able to encourage them. And at the end of that term, when the teacher shared with me how well the students had performed, I felt very proud knowing that I contributed to their term's success.
That's very good. That's very good. Now, you don't mind me asking you this, but how old are you, Lisonya?
I am 19, actually.
Now, I'm talking to a 19-year-old, and this is the first time that I'm actually speaking to you, because normally I'll talk to my guests before. And I get the sense that I'm talking to somebody who's 26 because you are so mature beyond your age. So it's amazing. And again, it's very commendable in terms of the experience that you have had that has prepared you so far to where you are right now. So again, whatever you're doing, keep doing what you're doing there. All right? Now,
okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Now, we've talked about, do you have plans for the future study? You mentioned teaching. You're going to be a teacher. You're going to get out there and you're going to be teaching math, you said?
Yes.
Very good. And you told us about the motivation that that particular teacher there motivated. What motivates you, though, to want to do that, in addition to that teacher, that Saturday morning class that you went to, and the teacher who gave you that motivation? What else motivates you? Is that innate desire, that innate drive that you have? I mean, what motivates you to want to get out there and make a difference and to teach?
Well, growing up, I've always admired my mother, her strength, her intellect, and her drive to succeed. And so my biggest motivation is my little sister. I want to be that kind of role model for her. I want her to see me as someone she can look up to and want to be like, someone just as how I had my mother who I admired and looked up to. I want to be that kind of person for her.
Okay, that's very good. That's very good. That's very good. Now, tell us something about you, your accomplishment, and what you're proud of. I mean, I know, again, you have done a lot in terms of the 9 subjects. Wow, that's remarkable. 9 subjects in the CXC. You went to, you're now, are you now in Teachers College now?
Yes, I'm actually finished.
Hold on a minute. You're 19 years old. So you finished at Teachers College?
Yes.
How long do you stay there? How long were you there?
3 years.
So you hold on. Okay, let's back up now, because so at age 16, after you were successful in your 9 subjects, you then enroll into church. What is it? Church Teachers College? Church
Teachers College, yes.
And you spent 3 years already?
Yes, 3 years.
Okay, tell us, what was that experience like at Teachers College for you, being 16, 17, 18? What was that experience like with the subjects, with the curriculum, and with the interaction with other students and the preparation for you to be a teacher? What was that experience like for you there at Church Teachers College?
Well, at first, I felt very out of place. It was very hard for me in the beginning. I felt as if I did not belong. I was so young and fresh out of high school. And however, as time progressed, I realized that I could manage, and this was a place for me. And although some of the courses were extremely difficult, I managed to overcome all those difficulties and finish in the time that I wanted to.
That's good. Now I'm going to go along with the scripts here that I have here for you. Now, list 2 challenges you have faced in your life and tell how they were resolved or they were solved. I sound like I'm trying to debate here, right? But I just love these questions. List 2 challenges you've had faced in life and tell how they were solved. two of your most challenging situations that you had to go through, and how did you resolve those? Share that with us. We just want you to share that with us.
Well, as I mentioned, one of those challenges was when I just started college, because at one point I wanted to drop out and enroll in sixth form because I just didn't think it was the right thing for me at the moment. But I had a lot of people who were supporting me, and so I managed to overcome that challenge. Also, in my early high school years, I was diagnosed with scoliosis, which is a condition that means you have a curve in your spine, which can cause pain, slight body out, it kind of make you look weird. And for me, it really had a great impact on me, because in my second form year, I missed a lot of school because I was ill, and I missed out a lot of school during that time. But I had a great support system, and I've come to accept the condition and live with it. And so I managed to overcome and still perform well during that year.
Yeah, that's very good. That's very good. That's very inspiring. That's very inspiring. Now, you're a young aspiring lady, and take a few minutes to seriously talk to the young people out there within your community who may be struggling financially and find it hard to accomplish their academic dream, even amidst the COVID-19. Take a few minutes just to share with some of those young people out there, because you're young, so you're pretty much talking to your peers out there. Just share with some of those young people out there within your community who may be struggling financially, emotionally, self-esteem-wise, and some of the, how they can, overcome what you have overcome. Can you share with us for a few?
Okay, so this pandemic is something that we have never experienced before. And for some of you, you're at a critical juncture in your academic career. And many of you are in high school and thinking about what you want to do next. And things may seem uncertain, whether it is because of financial issues or otherwise. But let me tell you this. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. So take that first step. There are scholarships and grants available from financial institutions, the government of Jamaica, and many other entities. I myself received 2 scholarships, the Courts GSAT scholarship and the Ministry of Education Math Science scholarship. So take advantage of these opportunities and don't be afraid to ask for help. Asking for help is not a sign of weakness, as many of us really think. It is a sign of strength, because you cannot do it alone. So don't be afraid to ask for help. I've seen persons set up GoFundMe accounts and written to persons seeking assistance in aid of their tuition. And finally, trust God, because with Him all things are possible. So take pride in how far you have come and have faith in how far you can go. And I know you will go far.
Okay. Wow, that's very good. That's very good. By the way, everybody, we're hanging out here with, state your name. We're hanging out with
Lisonya Laird.
Lisonya Laird, and she's a student. She's a graduate there of Church Teachers College. Just finished up Church Teachers College out there in Jamaica. Of course, she's an aspiring math teacher. And it's such a pleasure to have her come on Jammin's Radio to talk to us about her life, what's going on with her. Now, what's next for you now? Are you excited about the prospect of now going out there and starting to shape young minds, Lisonya?
Yes, I'm very excited because, I want to inspire students the way I was inspired. So I'm very excited about that.
Now, going back to the debate, how has that prepared you in terms of your public speaking? Because here you are, again, you're just 19. Here you are, you're 19 years old, you graduate Teachers College, you have that power, you're given the tool now to get out there and shape mind. How do you think the experience that you've gathered over the years in terms of being a part of the Bishop Gibson debate team and the confidence that you've gathered, how would you factor that in to the kind of person that you are now, ready to go out there and make a difference? How would you factor those experiences in terms of, where you are right now and what you can do?
Well, now I am more comfortable doing public speaking, so I believe I owe that to being a part of the debate team where I did a lot of public speaking. And I think that I can use my own experiences and say, even though you might be in a position now where you think you cannot do this, trust me, it is in there and it's just waiting to be accessed. It's just waiting to come out.
Okay, very good. And how important is community involvement? Because I can be a bright boy out there, you see what I'm saying? And I'll be, I'll stay home and I'll study. But how important do you think is community involvement in the community? Again, whether you want to volunteer your time to, to tutor the young kids in the primary school when you're at high school or whatever. How important is community involvement, do you think?
Well, community involvement is extremely important. It's not only about, being able to study and pass exams. It's about giving back to your community and the persons in that community. So I believe that every young person should try to get themselves involved in any aspect of their community, whether it's sports or something that they're able to do for their community. And as persons who are looking to go to college, colleges don't only look for excellent passes, they look for extracurricular activities and how active you are in your community. So voluntary service is extremely good if you really want to get accepted in a college.
No, okay. At the fifth form, when you've got those 9 subjects, which I'm just very impressed with that, getting 9 subjects. I'm just very impressed with that. So again, obviously it tells me that you're a very bright young lady. When you decide to make that decision at age 16, to forego going to sixth form and then to enroll into teachers college, how difficult was that of a decision for you to say, because you could have gone to sixth form, but
yes,
then you went to teachers college. How difficult was that decision where you had to make that choice? How difficult was that for you?
Well, it was a difficult decision, but I thought about it and I said I could go to sixth form and then decide if I really want to, go to teachers college. So that would take me 2 years. But then going to teachers college, I could go right away and that would be 3 years. So I weighed my options and I also had my mother there guiding me. And I decided that this would be the better option. At the end of those 3 years, I would have had my degree instead of going to sixth form because you really don't need CAPE subjects to get into teachers college. So I did just that.
Okay, very good. And of course, you mentioned your mom is a teacher. So how important was she in terms of shaping you to be the young lady you are today? How important was your mom? And maybe, I know most teachers out there, they're very strict and, they keep you in line. How important was your mom influence on you to get you to where you are right now in terms of being a graduate of Church Teachers College? How important was your mom influence?
Well, she still has a very great influence on who I am today because I can say that all that I am I owe to her because she has really been there for me for all that she has taught me and given me. I say that the reason I love English so much is because maybe it's because she's an English teacher, because every English assignment I could always count on her to explain things to me. And even in subjects like math where she doesn't really like math that much, but she would still assist me where she could. And that showed me how the passion she had for myself and how much she wanted me to succeed.
That's very good. By the way, everybody, we're here talking to Lisonya out of Jamaica. She's a graduate of Church Teachers College out there in Jamaica. And we're just talking to her about her life and what she has accomplished at a very tender age of 19. Now, you mentioned your little sister, and you mentioned being a good role model. What inspired you to want to do that, was, to be that role model or that trendsetter for your younger sister? What inspired you to do that for your sister?
Well, as I said, it's, having my mother as my own role model. I just, we have a close relationship, and I want to be that person she can look up to and, come to for advice. And, I just want to be there for her.
Very good. I tell you. All I can hear, I mean, yeah, by the way, everybody, this is a professor, and we're talking to Lisonya out there in Jamaica, and we're just talking about her experience. And again, you know, it's a pleasure to be talking to her. Now, anyone you want to big up, I know I have to let you go, but anyone you want to big up out there in Jamaica that has impacted you to where you are right now? Anyone other than your mom? You know, who are some of the people you want to big up out there to get you to where you are right now?
I want to say a big thank you to Mrs. Wright, Mrs. Odette Wright. She was actually a teacher at Ramble Primary. She's still a teacher there, but she was my teacher while I was at Ramble Primary School. And, you know, very rarely you see it happening where you have one teacher for your entire 6 years at primary school. And that's what I had at that time, one teacher. And trust me, she was the amazing teacher. And I still look up to her up to this day. So thank you so much, Mr. Wright. I know you're listening. And I want to say thank you to my friends, my mother and my sister who are listening. And
very good. Well, you know what? I won't torture you anymore. But again, you know, it's a pleasure having you on Jammin's Radio here to talk to us about your life. Again, we wish you all the best. You're a very bright young lady. And if you keep doing what you're doing, you're definitely going to change the world because you have the power in your hands now to shape minds. So, you know, I'm expecting some good stuff from you out there. And I really appreciate you coming on here on Jammin's Radio and talking to us. Really appreciate that. All right. Any final words you want to say?
Thank you so much for having me. I really had a good time talking to you and the rest of the world who is listening.
Okay, very good. Thank you so much again. All right. And
okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Okay, bye. By the way, everybody, that was Lisonya, Lisonya, Her last name is Laird. Can't seem to get her last name, Laird. She's here with us on Jammin's Radio in our Sunday conversation, just talking to her again. I'm very impressed with her. Normally, again, behind the scenes, you know, we talk to the individuals before we bring them on. But here's a young lady that I just didn't talk to prior to bringing her on. And again, I'm just blown away by her maturity. I mean, she's just 19 years old, and she sounds like a seasoned veteran out there, a graduate of Teachers College out there, ready to get out there and to start shaping young minds. And just to hear of her experience, again, her very inspirational story in terms of her journey from, you know, to where she is at the tender age of 19. So again, she has accomplished a lot in terms of her 9 subjects in the CXC exam out there, and you know, going to Bishop Gibson High School, which is an all-girl institution out there, all-girls institution out there, high school out there, that prepare young ladies and all that, and sisterhood that she developed at that high school. You know, again, you know, you have the co-ed high school, which can be a distraction. In this case, she was able to focus in on her academics. And again, just want to pick up her mother, you know, for instilling in her the characteristics, the nature of success, because sometimes we need to surround ourselves with the right tool. And again, you obviously can see that somebody behind the scene has really done some great stuff, you know, to influence her. And again, her mom being a English teacher out there has really helped to shape her to be that young lady she is right now. And again, it's a pleasure having her come on. Very bright future that this young lady has, and I wish her all the best. Again, at a very tender age of 19, she is just armed with some very valuable tools to get out there and make a difference. So again, really appreciate her coming on here on Jammin's Radio and sharing with us here on Jammin's Radio. And again, Miss Francis right down there in Jamaica, who have taught her from the at Ramble Primary School there. Just want to big up Miss Francis Wright for giving me the opportunity here to be able to talk to Lisonya. Again, I'm very impressed with her, and I wish her all the best. All right, and again, wow. Just want to big up the Porus community out there in Manchester, Jamaica. Enough big up and enough respect to the principal at Ramble Primary School, Mr. Lenny Pinnock. Enough big up and enough respect. And again, to all the graduates of Bishop Gibson, Purple and White, Bishop Gibson High School out there in